Okay, so I am struggling more than I want to admit going the full carnivore, and I've had a lot of hiccups. So here's the thing. I usually try to do something full out first, even if it's not going to work. Because I'd like to see if I can, because when I can, it's super, super gratifying to just make that full change and slay it all at once. Like, that feels so good. But if it's not working out, that's when I dial back and go, okay, we're going to take it in chunks. So I'm going to start taking it a little bit more in chunks. Obviously, I'll do everything, and like the Thomas DeLauer stuff and the carnivore and all the stuff. It's a lot at once, and I knew it was. So I gave it a shot. Part of the problem is just keeping track of all the changes that I was going to do. If I could keep it all organized out in my brain and remember, oh, I was going to do this, and this every day, it'd be easier. It wouldn't be easy, but it'd be easier. And I struggle with that because I'm severely ADHD, which I've said a lot before, and I probably still will. But, so we tried it. I always talk in the third person or what? No, it's not the third person. Well, maybe it is. Anyway, who cares? I tried it, and now that it's been pretty messy, I'm going to take it in chunks. So I'm going to focus on one main thing at a time. The main thing this time is fasting, because it's most important to me. And honestly, if I take some of the other variables, not out, but don't focus so tight on those, and focus my tightest on the other things, just two things, then I'll master the one better, the one that I'm focusing the hardest on. And that's how most people say to do change, but once in a while it's nice to try something full out. And if it doesn't work, you don't get super pissed off at yourself. You're just, okay, apparently I need to chunk this. And I'm going to do chunking. I'll talk more about that in a minute. I'm kind of on a mountain here, but so fasting is the number one master focus. I will not give up. I don't care if it takes me absurdly long to where everyone's laughing at me. These are things I can't give up on. I need them. I truly need them, because any little bit that I do helps me a lot. I'm just, I don't know how much I admit this as a personal trainer and this and that. I feel sheepish, but I shouldn't, because it's good to be human. I'm an emotional eater. I've been through a lot, and like when things get really, really hard and I have a lot of struggles that are hard to deal with, I still have a hard time learning how to deal with them. And ever since I was a teeny little girl, like 11 years old, I got really, really overweight at 11 years old, like big time. And it was that, and that pattern's kind of stuck with me. So that's why you see this be so hard. So I'm fasting and just working on emotional eating. Speaking of, is just a couple non-carnivore things I keep eating. I've already talked about them. Blah, blah, blah. Nuts, peanut butter, stuff like that. Still struggling. Just gonna keep trying. So we're working on the fasting and the carnivore. Just carnivore fasting, pure carnivore fasting, and then like calorie goals to hit my personal my fitness competition stuff. That's something that keeps me passionate. So calorie goals. There we go. Ramble done. And I'll talk about chunking in a bit. I'm gonna take a break. You guys, I am always saying this, and it's still the truth. I'm working on not rambling, but I am incredibly bad at it. Even my husband tells me, he's like, okay, just work on, not repeating things over and over or circling around your words. It's fine. I gotta get footage of the dogs. I mean, it's a lot more interesting than my face. He's 5 months old, I think today, actually. So, there's Kimber. So, as you can see with my goals, there's no end date. It's just, I'm going to get to where I master this stuff. All the Thomas DeLauer stuff I want to eventually get to where I've done it too. Really awesome. And some of the Thomas DeLauer stuff is like very, like it's not like you do it every day all the time. It's like the super cut stuff, the like shredding tips that the shredding stuff I wanted to do. I still want to get there, but I'm just baby stepping to there, not too baby stepping. I'm not gonna, like, I'm gonna do everything I can, but this is all just practice until I feel like I've mastered the things I truly want to master. And I guess I'll talk about chunking right now, because I'm waiting for my family to catch up to me on this hill that I'm on. That's a beautiful dog, and so is that other one's really cute. But chunking, so I'm gonna take, so let's see, I've needed to do this more with every part of my life, and part of getting good at doing something again that you know in your brain is a good thing, like for years, but you just don't ever remember to pull it out and use it. It's good to talk to somebody like I am. I like you two for that, to kind of get it back in my psyche to do it. So if you are trying to internalize something in you again, a habit or a way of doing things, just talk to somebody about it, or even just write it down. But chunking is when you take like a goal and you break it into chunks, just like it sounds. So if I'm saying I want to intermittent fast, so what are the chunks of this? So it makes it less overwhelming too. So the first thing I want to do is, let's see, I'm going to go through this more for myself in a minute at home. I'm going to want to remove from eye level or from easy access to myself. I think a good first step was to remove the foods that I impulsively want to grab and break a fast with. So that would be one chunk. So I write that down as chunk number one. Then I go, okay, I want to write down and really think about ways that I can cope when I'm struggling. So I'll sit down and this will be chunk number two. Number two is brainstorm things to use to cope, instead of just going right in and be like, I'm gonna fast, and then you fail and then you struggle. And does that make sense? And then what would chunk number three? Well, I need to have a lot of water on hand and electrolytes if it's long enough fasting, and keto and whatever, or carnivore. And I want to have that water ready, so I want to make sure the water bottle's always full. And then, do I need a snack prepped for when I break my fast, so that I don't break my fast in a way that I want? So you do number one, number two, number three, and you do this with all your goals. So that's what I'm kind of doing with these goals that I took all on at once, and I'm struggling to do all at once. So that, my friends, is a great tool. Anyway, I will be done now. It's so funny. You can tell I have issues, because I did want to add something else. I've been thinking what I truly need is a mental toughness challenge. I need to build my mental toughness, and I've thought about doing a mental toughness challenge on here for years, because I've needed it so bad. I don't think I'm weak. I actually do think I'm a tough person, and it's going to sound cliche and like, oh, everyone says that, but I'm being honest. I've been through a lot, enough to break me clear down, for many, many years of my life, and I just need it. I need that. And it's been intimidating to say I'm going to come on here and do it, because when things get hard, I'm like, oh, I would not want to be taking that on right now and have people maybe see me fail because this is hard. That's exactly why I need to do it. So I am going to think up a mental toughness challenge for this channel too. And I'm hoping that as I pick goals for my mental toughness, it helps other people want to join and pick goals for them to work on to help them. Because the thing is, if we can build the mental toughness, all this stuff we can conquer. So the funny thing is, to build mental toughness, you have to just grin and bear it through hard things. And yeah, so it's time to just put it out there and say we're gonna do that, because I need to do this. I feel so held back in some ways. I am not an out of shape person, but my personal goals repeatedly aren't getting achieved, the ones that I keep thinking about wanting to achieve, and that's not who I want to be, especially as someone who wants to help other people. But I think it's good. And the thing is, I have a lot of little victories too, so I know how to so I've helped support people a lot, and they've done well for my sport, because I do know what things are like. So I still feel qualified, but I still feel so far from perfect in my own self. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that makes me real, and that makes me relatable, and able to relate with other people better. I know that's true, but we can all overcome it. And you know, note to self, it's just not going to go perfect. It's not. And I so want it to all the time. And I think I beat myself up too hard. And then it just exacerbates the problem. And I know that's a problem. But I still do it. I still do it. Just learn from it. Don't beat yourself up from it. Even if you have to try to relearn from it 30,000 times. Keep going back to the drawing board. It's not pointless. And that's where I have to tell myself too, you're not making pointless repeat failures. You're learning. You know, I'm learning. I am growing. It is happening. Even if it's like this much at a time.